So February is here and love is in the air. It's the month of love. So why do human beings seek out love? Well, because they're hoping they would find happiness. And so love and happiness are synonymous of each other. But often the love that human beings seek out, when they do find it, it often brings them a bit of suffering, many moments of dissatisfaction. But don't worry, it also brings some lovely glimpses and beautiful glimpses of satisfaction. But really, why do human beings seek out love? If you look deeply into it, the reason we seek out love is because it is actually our natural state of being. We are love itself. But once we are disconnected from that state of being, it is very natural now for us to seek it out, because we have that need to feel full and whole and complete. So what happens is that many seek out the better half. And when they find the better half, for many, they actually find that the better half isn't all that better, because they still end up feeling empty and incomplete. And the reason they end up feeling that way is because in finding that love, they always sit with the expectation that the other person is going to express the love they have for you based on your perception of how that is supposed to be expressed. And nobody can do that all the time. So this type of love, when it is sought and found, is very conditional and very incomplete, because it is dependent upon impermanent and changing conditions. So that love is an up and down love. We have to ask, why is it we have never known ourselves as love itself? When we were born, we were already love. We knew it as babies. But as we grew up in this world, we were exposed to many forms of conditioning. And one of the biggest forms of conditioning that we are faced with is when we are being continuously told that we are sinners, we're of the flesh. And if you keep telling yourself that, or others keep telling you that, then it's going to seep through the psyche, and that's all you'll ever amount to be and know yourself as. And these are the types of conditionings that we need to stop and question and investigate. And even what I'm sharing with you, I'm asking of you, just don't sit and believe it. It sounds beautiful to many because many are probably going to listen from the mind, and the mind cannot grasp this. So I'm asking you to listen and question, investigate what I'm saying and what I'm sharing with you. Because it's when you start to question and investigate, it is through this you are going to start to see through things. And you're going to become a little more and more aware. And in the seeing through of the love you've been told about or taught, you're going to start through awareness to know and experience the essence of your being. So how do you go about doing this? Well, one of the first things I'll recommend is, first of all, to stop seeking love a little bit. And most importantly, stop trying to love everybody, even yourself. Stop for a while, because you cannot you cannot know this love from a mind filled with conditions. And start learning to be with yourself. Now, I'm not asking you to go and discard your spouse or discard the people you're living with. Just learn to spend some time with yourself, be with yourself, truly be with yourself. And to be with yourself means really stop having so many people upstairs here in your mind. Learn to be with yourself, quiet within. Because it is in the inner quiet of the mind you will start to notice a presence, a quiet presence, that which lies beyond the mind. It's a quiet awareness, and when you start to experience that quiet awareness, you would see how whole and complete this awareness is. It is not this, not that. Actually, it is wordless. And the closest thing to describe it is love. And when you start to notice this love, you would see that it is not separate from you, that it is actually you. It is your state of being. And you'd find that in the beginning, when you do this, you'll get glimpses of this state, this presence, this beautiful state of being. And as you tap more and more, and you become more and more deeply aware of it, you would notice that even when the mind acts up, you'd be in that state, that loving state. You would know it's there. You feel it. Because what happens as you get in touch with it more regularly, it starts to come to the forefront, and the noise of the mind starts to appear as though it's in the background. It's like the noise of the mind takes a back seat. And when you know this state called love as the essence of your being, your natural state of being, it starts to transform you. It transforms your relationships. And it does not necessarily mean that the other person is going to be the same way, but how you are changes. You'd find that you become less judgmental. And even if you part ways with people, there wouldn't be any kind of hate or resentment or bitterness, and no anger inside of you. You would actually bless people, even in parting. And if you're together, there'll be less judgments and less condemnation of others. So I invite you in the month of February, and although it's almost at the end, to be with yourself a little bit more, to experience this beautiful aspect of your being, because it's from this state of love, the love you have with others begins to transform.